Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Dr. Fritz O'Skennick. And today, by popular request and without further ado, I am pledged to share with you, my dear viewer, my most esteemed thesis in the phenomenon that is
Pre-Manstrual Tension.
Pre-menstrual tension is that time of the month when the male can do absolutely nothing right. He lives in fear of his life, and he'd rather kill himself than await the killing blow that could come at any time. It's that time when reality takes a break for about 5 days, and the females in the family unit swap places with their evil parallel universe counterparts. Or maybe they pull a Jekyll and Hyde. Not too sure of the details. Further analysis is needed into this phenomenon. Now that said, there are signs in the build-up to the event. It is not your imagination. There is a dark cloud developing above your house. It's nature's warning of the coming storm. Heed it. Number 2. Those alarm bells you hear ringing in your head. It's not paranoia, no. It's a repressed memory of this time last month resurfacing, where your mind has tried to protect you from the horror. This is simply a biological coping mechanism that activates in the male every 3rd week of the month. Complete amnesia of the previous 5 days allows the said male to live in blissful ignorance and denial of the developing post-traumatic stress syndrome. This also accounts for the somewhat shorter lifespan of the male. The females at this time will experience both physical and psychological changes that are quite often misinterpreted by the male. Symptoms include 7 dwarf syndrome. It is called such because of the nature of the developing personalities that include grumpy, horny, weepy, angry, clingy, evil, and dopey. It is important that the male not be fooled when dealing with weepy or clingy, because despite the natural response to comfort, they can become grumpy, angry, or evil at a moment's notice and subject to change without warning. So as a safety precaution, the male should always throw a chocolate chip muffin, like a grenade at the female's feet, and retreat quickly. Long-term memory retrieval, whereby the female will both recall and recant everything the male has ever said or done wrong. At this time, it is imperative for his own safety that the male remember that whether he is right or wrong, he is wrong. The female, while experiencing varying degrees of rage, will spit poison at the male and may escalate to fire should the male speak at any time during this process. It is believed that the poison sacs develop in the female's ankles, as there is often noticeable swelling at this time. The female will dust and clean at approximately 10 times her normal rate of speed, as she chants disparaging remarks and comments about the male. If at any time the male should ask if she is okay, he will receive a very cold
Fine.
It is at this time that he should retreat quickly. See Appendix A. The male is likely to find all manner of strange paraphernalia in the bathroom that will both baffle and confuse him. Words like wings, strings, promises of comfort and freshness while playing tennis, swimming or cycling only deepen the mystery of their relevance to events. What has been established is that these items are not for use with general sports equipment, and although they may offer limited absorbency in swimming, They are neither comfortable nor fresh when wrapped around a tennis racket or bicycle handlebars. Further study is needed. The male will experience varying degrees of dread that increase in intensity at this time. This is simply mortal fear. Although it may appear unfounded, it becomes more justified in his mind as the days pass. As the female becomes increasingly consumed by the event, she becomes a vessel that quite literally accelerates the male's age, causing tremendous mental turmoil and stress as she absorbs his life force with her irritability, rage, and accusations that have no basis in truth or logic. Interesting to note that this also contributes to the male's shortening lifespan. See Appendix 2. As the event reaches its climax, it also becomes the most critical time for the male. The female fully embraces the event and develops an extreme strength and a keen knowledge of weapons expertise, and can at will create a lethal weapon out of any object that is within reach at a moment's notice. This is simply called atenosis, whereby the male will find himself avoiding projectiles of all manner, shapes and sizes in a manner largely unseen outside of the Matrix trilogy. Should the male survive the event, so will begin his repression of short-term memory. Lasting effects of this recurring phenomenon include perceiving the reminding nature of the female's voice as white noise, and the inability to see sought-after objects before his eyes. The female, at this time, develops an elated euphoria and feeling of well-being that the darkness has subsided. Perceptual stimuli includes fluffier clouds, brighter skies, and that hunk down the road washing his Porsche. In conclusion, more study into the cause of this phenomenon is needed. I'm your host, Fritz O'Skennick. Thank you very much, and good night.